Hey cats, what's happening? Just wanted to give you a little update today. It's autumn. It's a windy day. Believe it or not, a couple days ago, it was a Sunday, I mowed and got all the leaves out of the yard. I mean, it looked like a golf course. And now, I mean, look at this. And worse is down here. I had all these leaves cleaned up. And now it's time to start over again. I'm not going to worry about it though. The wind's going to blow them around a little bit more. And the yard work never ends. I thought I'd show you some of the stuff I've been doing. V's been pretty sick, and she hasn't been able to do a whole lot. So we haven't gone anywhere. We haven't really done anything. So I've been busy just trying to catch up with things around here, trying to keep up with the general routine. We call this the herb garden. It's still doing good. We still got some flowers in there. We haven't had a frost yet. Some of them have waned off. It's pretty though this time of year. The trees are changing colors. Pond always looks real pretty back there. I tore the garden down. We had a wire fence around it to keep the deer out, and I pulled all the tomato stakes out, pulled all the sunflowers up, and then tilled all the weeds under because it was turning into a weed patch again. So that alone was a big job. That took me a good part of a day. I had to roll up all the wire fencing and everything. So, a lot of work. This was a big old Austrian pine, and it towered up here pretty high. And it was dripping this white, it looked like bird crap, all over the stairs, all over the deck, the handrails. V wanted it down. So I cut that down, dropped it out in the yard, and cut up the firewood and hauled the brush away. It's just pine, but it'll be good for camping anyway. And I'll take you over to the man cave, show you what I've been doing over there. Always got something to do in the man cave. I like it out there. It's a nice little shop to hang out in. I put this two-way mirror glass up here in the window, and it's got some bumps in it. They said that'll go away after a little while. We've got plenty of these critters, these stink bugs and harlequin bugs that they get in the house. I don't even know how they get in, but boy are they a pain in the neck. And we're fighting them all the time. I guess I don't need my shades inside the building here. I had this little project today, the vacuum cleaner canister. The hinge broke. So, I don't know if you can see this, but I fabricated little angle-like brackets with a nail. I heated them up with my torch and bent them in the vise and cut them off with my little cutoff. And then I used this JB Weld epoxy, and I just epoxied everything in. So it's a hinge, so when you go to dump the canister, this hinges on this point, and the hinge broke. So when you went to take the canister off the vacuum, the whole bottom fell off, and everything you vacuumed up, bloop, went right on the floor. Big bummer. Hopefully that's fixed though, and I won't have to mess with that again. I hope. The other job I've been doing, you guys saw I had been working on the garage floor. So I got it all sealed and everything. But I have been putting this self-leveling caulk in all of the cracks to keep any salt from going back in there. They said the salt would get down in those expansion cuts, and it could erode into the concrete either way. So After everything was cleaned real thoroughly, I filled all those joints. It took me like 3 days. Now, I had to buy a giant caulking gun because they were giant tubes of the self-leveling cement caulk for this particular purpose. And of course, I was down on my knees, so it tore my knees up. I had to buy these, bought these knee pads at Home Depot. They worked pretty good. They're made for concrete, so they got a pretty hard, but they'll work out in the yard too for, you know, kneeling down in the wet grass or whatever, for just weeding and doing yard work. So, and they're easy to put on. They got these like rubber straps that just kind of pop onto the little nipple there. So they're easy on and off. But I was down on the ground filling these joints, and I never realized, you know, when you're down there and you're using both hands to work the caulk gun, and leaning forward, oh, my legs were killing me the next day. I could hardly even walk. So I'm very, very happy that that job's done. I really do need to wash the truck. I left some firewood in here just in case we may go camping again. But I don't know if that's going to happen or not. The truck needs washed. I don't know, that's a pretty big job, and I won't get to it today. Maybe tomorrow. I had to take her car in today because it had a nail in the rear tire. So we got that fixed. Just one more thing. I could have probably fixed it here in the shop, but I don't want to mess with it. I just took it in. It only cost me a few bucks to get it fixed in there. Now here's the next big job I got to do. I got to replace these doors on the shed. The shed itself is in decent shape, but the doors, they're rotted on the bottom. I mean, look at this. The hinge isn't even connected there anymore. It pulled the bolts right out, and the door sagged. You see some rot there. We got some rot here. It's pretty much seen its better day. So I'm gonna pull those off, build new doors, put new doors on there, reattach the hinges. Because right now, this door, when you open it, it's a real bear to get it open, and it's a real bear to get it shut again. The whole thing kind of wants to hang down, so I almost have to pick it up to shut it. So I don't know whether I'll get that done before winter or not. I'd like to. But again, there's quite a bit of money there in lumber for T111 plywood, and then all the trim, and I'll get all treated stuff again. Hopefully that'll last me another 20 years if I'm still around here. I'm going to take you up to one of our favorite places here on the property. It's the Pet Cemetery Hill. It's a very pretty place. I got an old park picnic table up there, and if you go around here, you'll find the gravestones of the pets we've had over the years. They're kind of buried in pine needles, but they're all over the place. Got this old park table that they were throwing out that I hauled home, and it's seen its better day, but it's pretty unique. It's got some pretty nice character to it over the years. But I like to come up here because it's just a really nice view of the pond, the reflections. In the spring I'll mow all this goldenrod down. It lends to a better view of things, but pretty time of year. But for one, I don't look forward to winter. I hate winters. I guess because I had to work out in the winters most of my career, and you know, with the cold and the dampness and working outside in all kinds of weather, basically just trying to get to work and back was always a challenge. Because from here it was like almost an hour drive to work, about 50 minutes to get to work. And if the roads were crappy, it could take, you know, double that time. So I didn't look forward to winters at all, and worrying about the roads and worrying about how I'm going to get to work and, you know, whether I'm going to slide in the ditch or not. Those days are done. Retirement is awesome because I don't have to worry about that anymore. Kind of make my own schedule as we go along. So there you go, guys. That's kind of a nutshell of what's been going around here, other than the routine. Running back and forth to the doctor. We got to go to the doctor this week again, the oncology department, so she can get another treatment. And like I said, right now she's feeling pretty lousy, so things got to get better. They got to get better. We were hoping to go camping next week, which will be the very end of October. So the weather could be a little sour at that time of year, but that's all right because we've got the facilities for it. You've seen the tour of our travel trailer, and it can handle it. But whether she's going to be up to it or not is a different story. So we can't really make any set in stone schedules until that time comes, and we'll see how she feels. My brother's coming in from Southern California this week. He's flying in with his girlfriend Thursday evening, and we're really looking forward to seeing him. If you saw some of our older videos, we took a trip out there to Lone Pine, California this summer and had an awesome time, you know, four-wheeling out in the desert, looking for gems and minerals, and just exploring the territory there, which is an awesome place. But he's coming to Ohio, bringing his girlfriend. His girlfriend's never been to Ohio, so she's looking forward to some nice fall foliage, some beautiful colors, and hopefully the leaves will stay on the trees for a few more days so she can experience that, because they're falling quick. Yeah, I mean, you can see them blowing. I always say when the wind blows like that, the leaves are marching because they just go across the yard. But that's all I got today, cats. Hope you're all doing well. We'll be around. We'll keep you posted, and look forward to talking to you again. Until next time.